This is my favorite special occasion makeup look and I get so many compliments every time I wear it, so I'm gonna show you how to do it step by step. I already did my brows with the Benefit Brow Pencil in shade 2.5 and the brow gel. Prep the skin, you can use any serum you like. I'm gonna use Lancome Genefique. This is especially good under makeup. For my under eyes, I'm using Hourglass Equilibrium. This is like a Vaseline. It just makes your concealer look so smooth. If it's a daytime, don't forget SPF. My favorite is Kiehl's Better Screen SPF 50. For this look, we're gonna start with the eyes. Just apply your regular concealer all over the lid, and with the brush, just spread it everywhere. This will be your eyeshadow base. Doing your eyes first is not a necessary step. You can do your foundation first, but this will give you a cleaner look. Before you apply any eyeshadow, make sure you set the base in place with translucent powder. You can use a puff or a brush. For eyeshadow, we're gonna use this small trio. If you follow my videos for a while, you know how much I love this one because it's so easy to use. I'm gonna grab the middle shade because it's the perfect neutral on a Refer 27 brush, and I'm gonna swirl it into my crease and outer corner of my eye, and I'm gonna extend upwards and outwards. If you have hooded eyes, you can do exactly the same thing. Keep your eyes open and make sure you apply it high enough so you can see it. With the Refer 03 brush, you see how small and detailed it is. I'm gonna dip into the darkest shade in the palette and I'm gonna smudge it across my lash line. You don't have to be precise, just apply directly to the lash line and extend outwards. This is one of the most beautiful brown shades and it's gonna make your eyes pop so much. Now for the inner corner, you can either use the shimmer shade in this palette, but for some reason I prefer this eyeshadow to be all matte, so I'm taking a matte light shade. This is the Kylie Cosmetics palette, and with a flat brush, this is a Refer 21. I'm just gonna swipe it into the inner portion of my eye. This has a peach undertone, so it's also gonna brighten my eyes. Then I'm taking an angled brush. This is my favorite by Huda Beauty, and I like to dip it into black eyeshadow. Any black eyeshadow would work, and I like to stamp it across my lash line, almost like an eyeliner, but it's much easier to do it this way. And I like to make it thicker at the outer corner. Then I look straight into a mirror and I draw a little wing extension starting from my lower lash line, just extending upwards. I like to make it a little more sultry and exotic, so I also bring it all the way in. I'm making this inner corner triangle, and then I take a cotton pad with a little bit of micellar water and I just wipe everything under, all the fallout, and I also make the wing nice and sharp. If you have oily skin, you can also apply blurring primer. I love the Laura Mercier one. Then it's time for foundation. I'm using La Mer, but you can use any foundation you like. I'm using Makeup by Mario F4 brush, and I just stipple it into the skin, but I avoid applying the foundation under my eyes because I don't want to double layer with the concealer. I like to use darker foundation in the summer because I look better when I'm tan, but it's gonna make a lot more sense at the end. Applying concealer into the inner corner and the outer corner, as well as the center of the brows, the bridge of the nose, and the chin. This is Hourglass in shade Silk, by the way, and it's my favorite. I'm gonna let the concealer sit for a bit and then I'm gonna apply contour. This is Westman Atelier, and I'm just applying it onto my cheeks, also on the forehead, the sides of the nose. If you want to snatch your face, apply it under the jaw as well. I also like to apply it on my lips using the BK Beauty 210 brush, something small and precise, and I apply it top and bottom. This will help me overline the lips later. And with the brush that I used to blend my foundation, I make sure I smooth all the harsh lines. For blush, I'm using Patrick Ta Just Enough, which is a gorgeous baby pink, and I'm applying it higher on my cheekbone using the same brush I used for my bronzer, and then blend the concealer into the blush. I love this brush because as you go, you can just flip it and use the foundation side to smooth any harsh lines. I'm being extra and I'm using two different powders, starting with Pat McGrath in shade Pink. This is strictly an under eye powder, but I noticed my concealer doesn't crease when I use this powder. And for the rest of my face, I'm using Givenchy Prisme Libre powder in shade 3, and I'm gonna bake very lightly under the eyes. This powder is like magic. Look at my skin. This is not a filter. And do you see how the foundation is no longer too dark for me? And now I'm gonna apply a little bit of bronzer, the same places I applied cream one, just to reinforce it. And I'm using my favorite Gucci. This is a glow bronzer, so when you turn to the side, you're gonna glow. If you want your blush or bronzer to last, you have to layer cream with powder. This will last you all day. I'm using the small brush to smoke out the lower lash line, and I didn't dip into eyeshadow. I used whatever I had left from my top lid. And I like to create a little bit of spotlight under my brow bone using highlighter. This is Fenty Demi Glow, and also in my inner corner. My lip liner, I'm using Makeup Forever Whatever Walnut, and I'm overlining the top and bottom, but because I used the bronzer under, it's so much easier to make it look natural. The lipstick, Kidman's Kiss by Charlotte Tilbury, which is a beautiful peachy pink, and a little bit of Kim K W in the center. Curling the lashes using Shiseido Lash Curler. I don't like false lashes on myself, so I'm gonna use Iris and Romeo Lash Up Mascara. And because I have a lot of powders, I'm gonna use the Peach and Lily setting spray only on the sides of my face. This will make everything look like skin again. And then I'm gonna finish off with Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury spray. For highlighter, I'm using the new Patrick Ta Baby highlighter, and it looks so beautiful. And this is the final look. What do you guys think?